Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at all of the 22 cosmetics that were added in the summer 2019 community cosmetic case. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you do know, there was a update that recently dropped, and the only real thing in the update was the summer 2019 case. It consists of 22 cosmetics, and I'm going to be taking a look at each of them. Now, unfortunately, as I'm sure most of you are aware, Inspect It function in Team Fortress 2 is broken, so I can't actually look at the items in-game, but what I do have is the workshop pages for each of these, and loadout.tf, so I'll go through the order that the items are in the case, starting from the mercenary grades and working our way up to the elite grades, and showing you each of the items in Team Fortress 2 by showing you them on loadout.tf. Also guys, tomorrow I am going to be streaming some Team Fortress 2 over on my Twitch page. I know I plug my Twitch all the time, but I might be doing some unboxings providing the cases drop how I'm expecting them to. So be sure to go and follow me on Twitch and stay tuned because it's going to be a madness. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. So the first cosmetic we're going to be looking at is the melted mop for the pyro. And it's a really basic cosmetic, obviously very summer themed, being ice cream, and it's melted on top of the pyro's head, which is fitting, as of course the pyro is a flame wielding character, so it's probably melted the ice cream. I really like this cosmetic though. As you can see, it's got like the sprinkles and different layers of ice cream. It's got the initial kind of vanilla looking layer and then the strawberry layer, which is melting down onto the head. Now, what I think would be really cool with this is burning flames. A burning flames melted mop, assuming it can be unusual, would be incredibly themed, and it would be like, oh, so it's melting because there's literally a fire going on behind it. I'd say that would be a pretty good theme, honestly. But yeah, the first cosmetic of the case is pretty nice looking in my opinion, and really does go with the pyro pretty well. Coming up next is this engineer cosmetic. This is the brain interface. This is another mercenary grade. There's a lot of mercenary grades in this case, and it's this kind of like robotic engineer hat. It's pretty basic. It kind of reminds me of like the UClanker for the heavy. Those kind of like MVM vibes. You could definitely imagine a robo engineer having this kind of visor and metal hat on. It's a pretty basic hat. I can't imagine that in unusual form this thing will be expensive at all, honestly. Coming up next, we've got the Pompous Privateer for the Scout, and it kind of reminds me of like something from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like what the more richer upper class people wore in Pirates of the Caribbean, you know? It's these very formal old fashioned clothes. You've got the long under sleeves and you've got this like jacket on top with this big thick leather belt going around the shoulder, carrying the duffel bag as well. This is a really nice looking cosmetic, and there's a few cosmetics I can think of in particular that would go fantastically with this. If I can just scroll up through the Scout cosmetics, which is the perks of using a site like loadout.tf, I'll show you exactly what I mean. This is exactly what I was thinking, the Barton Bicorn. Obviously it's part of the set with the Barton Breeches. However, it looks really good with this. This is instantly what sprung to mind when I saw this cosmetic. I thought instantly that it would go fantastically with this cosmetic, and I mean, look at that. That is a fantastic pirate themed Scout loadout in my opinion. Up next, we've got a pretty basic one for the spy. As you can see here, this is the Shutterbug, and it kind of reminds me of the camera beard. It's a top hat, like a base metal kind of, or like the billycock is what I'm trying to say. I know the robo version's called the base metal billycock, but yeah, the kind of like billycock silhouette. However, it's got a camera very obviously pointing through the top of it with two what look like Polaroid pictures strapped into the side. So something like the camera beard would be really good on this loadout. And yeah, in unusual form, I can't imagine this thing will be too expensive. Once again, it is a mercenary grade, so that is to be expected. So guys, coming up next is a cosmetic that actually has two styles. This is the Mediterranean Mercenary, and as you can see, it's kind of like an extended version of the Gym Rat, I'm pretty sure it's called. Wait, let me actually make sure that's a good reference. It's kind of like the Gym Rat, also the Dreadnought, that's what I'm thinking. It's a kind of similar style of almost like, I'd say like a sumo wrestler in my opinion. However, this has two styles, because not only do you get this style where it has a big ponytail tied up with like gold, almost like bracelet looking things, and the beard equally has one, but the second style contains this big hat, and I'm not too sure what I'd describe this as. I'm not gonna make a claim. It's just a pretty Mediterranean looking hat, and I mean that's pretty obvious with the name of the cosmetic. But yeah, man, this is a really cool looking cosmetic. I like the different styles of it. It looks like two completely different cosmetics. Like, you'd never think that this and this are actually the same hat. This is once again one that Valve could very easily have split up to make two separate cosmetics, but they toughed it out. Up next is a pretty interesting cosmetic for the demo, man. This is the BACKBREAKER'S guards, and I don't want to make a comment that's going to get me a lot of hate in the comment section, right? But this is a clearly sport-orientated cosmetic. I'm not going to say American football or ice hockey because I could be wrong and it would be very embarrassing. But it's kind of like the shoulder pads for the demo. And this one, like a demo night loadout, would be absolutely terrifying. Imagine seeing someone with these massive shoulder protection pads on just charging at you. It would be pretty intimidating. But yeah, you can make some pretty nice loadouts with this. It doesn't strike me initially as like a demo man cosmetic. I could definitely imagine other classes wearing this. Specifically, I could imagine the soldier would be a bit more suited to this, but either way though, it looks not too out of place in my opinion. Alright guys, for this next one I'm going to ask you to kindly ignore the Merc's mohawk, right? For some reason the glasses were really not too visible under the helmet, so I've just popped a mohawk on his head to accentuate the glasses. This next cosmetic is going to be the Stapler's Specs, and it's just a pretty basic glasses cosmetic. We've got so many of them in the game. It's just a pair of glasses. It looks like they don't actually have glass in a pair of glasses, frames I should say, with a mustache as well. It's a pretty cool cosmetic, and actually the more I look at it, it doesn't look too bad with the Merc's mohawk. Honestly, I just put that on there to draw attention to the glasses, and I think I've created an awesome loadout, guys. So guys, the second to last cosmetic we're going to be taking a look at is the Wanderer's wear, and it's this kind of like insulated thick jacket for the pyro. I mean, it just looks like a coat, to be honest. It looks kind of like the Antarctic Parka, which is a very famous soldier cosmetic for the pyro. That's really how I'd describe it. It's not summery themed in my opinion in the slightest, but I suppose, you know, it's a cool cosmetic regardless. You could make some nice winter themed loadouts, I'd say, because once again I cannot imagine this being a summery cosmetic. Like, you're not going to have an ice cream melted on your head when you're wearing this one. And the final cosmetic we're going to be talking about, guys, the one I'm sure most of you have been waiting for, the dancing doe for the soldier. This is the Ricardo soldier hat, and I mean, yeah, that's all there really is to it. I can't describe it in any other way apart from saying this is the Ricardo soldier hat. It's the red bandana covering the eye region and the big beard going from the lip all the way down to the chin. It looks amazing on the soldier. I can't even front. It actually looks really good on the soldier. And also, guys, I do want to mention that just because I'm showing the cosmetics on certain classes, that doesn't mean they're not multi-class. I could have went over some multi-class items. I'm just going off the first one that I noticed on loadout.tf, so I will specify if otherwise. So for whatever reason, my recording for this cosmetic cut out, but this is the 10th blue cosmetic that I was going, or meant to be talking about, I should say. This is the bottle cap, and it's a bonk themed cosmetic for the scout. As you can see, it's a bonk, I guess, dad cap is the style of hat that is, and a headset as well with the kind of like bonk radioactive sign, and a pair of dog tags as well. As you can see, the red and yellow bonk colour scheme on the dog tags. This is a really cool cosmetic. I said the first time I recorded this could genuinely be 3 separate cosmetics. They could have released the headset on its own, the cap on its own, and the dog tags on its own, and they didn't. It's 3 cosmetics. This is a really complete cosmetic that goes with a ton of items in the game. There's bonk items coming out everywhere that you could put this thing with. This next one is really cool, and it actually goes perfectly with the Wanderer's wear. This is the Spawn Camper, right? And it's a really cool play on words because it's literally just a backpack. It looks like it's got a tent. It's a camping backpack, you know. You've got all the essentials. It looks like a sleeping bag, a flask, all that kind of stuff. And it's for the pyro. I mean, if you're going to get spawn trapped on something like, I can imagine, I don't know, Harvest, this is the pyro that would be doing it, and they've got the perfect loadout to do it with as well. This is almost like a hiking pyro loadout is the kind of vibes I'm getting right now. Now, coming up next, we are in the purple grades, by the way, I forgot to mention, but the Spawn Camper was the first purple grade or restricted item of the case. Now, coming up next, we have the Speedy Scoundrel, and there's 3 different styles for this thing, so that is the first one. The second one takes away the mustache and the facial hair, and the third one takes away the bandana as well. That's really cool. That kind of reminds me of my boy Bite My Asky. I mean, he's got the same hair. That's really awesome, man. My personal favourite has got to be this, though. I like the customizability of this. This would be a pretty cool unusual to get, man. I think this would be a kind of mid-tier unusual. I guess the purple item quality definitely does contribute towards that, but this is just a really cool hat with a lot of customizability, considering it's just one hat. You get pretty much 3 cosmetics for the price of 1. Coming up next is a sniper cosmetic. This is the WAGGA wear for the sniper, another purple grade cosmetic. It's just your standard kind of like, not even waistcoat, just long coat for the sniper. We've got quite a few cosmetics of these, honestly, but the item design on this is really nice. You've got a scarf underneath it as well. You've got like the marks on the back. This is just a really nice detailed sniper coat, and there's a lot of nice sniper coats as well. I can think of a lot of loadouts you could actually put this with. I don't want to spoil some of the other cosmetics that you're about to see, but it definitely does go well, and honestly this is really nice, man. I really do like how this thing looks. So to go with the cosmetic I was talking about earlier, we have got a full robe for the heavy. I'm not joking. This is literally a full robe for the heavy, man. This thing looks unreal. You've got the gold running all the way down at the gold and red bouncing off each other. Looks absolutely amazing. The big heavy class token. This is such an amazing item set for the heavy, man. I don't know if this is a reference to something that I'm not catching, but I think even from like a standpoint looking outside of that, the item design of this thing is amazing. It's even got, I didn't even notice, a little earring. He's got a little hoop in his ear. I love that, man. So yeah, this has got to be an ice hockey, I'd say. I don't know, or it's got to be American football or ice hockey. I'm gonna say it. This is another cosmetic in that set. This is the BACKBREAKER'S SKULLCRACKER, and yeah, it's part of the same item set. I love the kind of like defiant Spartan kind of feathers we've got going up. It really adds some flair to what would be a normal kind of like football helmet. This is really cool. Once again, a very protected and safe demo man on his travels. And coming up next, guys, we have got another cosmetic with 2 styles. This is going to be the Dynamite Abs, which is pretty much the burly beast for the demo. I mean, look how hench this guy is, dude. You can take the grenades off, or you can have the grenades on. With the grenades off, he's just an absolute unit, lads. Look at that. His muscles are tearing out his shirt on loadout.tf. I don't think that's meant... Oh, no, it is meant to happen, judging by the picture. Yeah, just a very hench, strong demo man. This is the burly beast for the demo, I must say, and this is a pretty cool cosmetic. That's really all I can say about it. So coming up next, guys, we've got the Fiery Phoenix, which is our first pink grade cosmetic, assassin grade I should say, and this is a bird for the pyro. The pyro I should say has finally got a bird cosmetic. This is a phoenix. Obviously a phoenix is like a bird of fire. I've seen Harry Potter, I know what I'm talking about, and it's only fitting that the pyro gets one, and I think this is a perfect bird cosmetic for the pyro. Will it be used a huge amount? I'm not too sure. Will it be expensive? I highly doubt it, but this is a pretty cool like companion cosmetic nonetheless. I think we can all appreciate that. Up next, we've got the Bare Necessities, which is a sniper cap, and as you can see, it kind of reminds me of the well-rounded rifleman in the cap. I mean, it's just a basic cap design, but it's got a pack of cigarettes strapped to the top as well, meaning the Bare Necessities for the sniper is just a cigarette, and that's really all there is to it. Yeah, these 2 cosmetics go very well together. I mean, it looks very suave, very smart, and that's all I can really say about it. A pretty basic cosmetic. I can't imagine it will be too expensive. Now, this next cosmetic is available for the soldier and the demo man, so it's a multi-class, and it's the Bobby Bonnet. Right, and I want to say off the bat, I need an unusual Bobby Bonnet. This is like the stereotypical English police hat, right? And it's available for the demo and the soldier. But it's got the TF2, oh Christ, I've zoomed in on the wrong bit. It's got the TF2 logo where like a police badge would normally be. And this is just an amazing, like funny cosmetic, and it doesn't even look too bad, honestly. I should probably take off the Dynamite Abs just because, you know, we're getting a bit distracted. It's just like a police helmet for the soldier and the demo. And I love that, man. I definitely want to pick myself one of these up, even if it's not an unusual form. And the next cosmetic is the Unforgiven Glory for the demo, and as you can see, it's a pretty subtle one. It's more of a mist, and it's this like grey beard. It replaces the facial hair with like a grey beard, and if you zoom right in, I've zoomed a bit too far in, he's got a big scratch where his eye patch rather I should say, and he just looks a bit grizzled. He looks like a bit of a grizzled veteran, and I think that's what the Unforgiven Glory is trying to portray. This is a pretty cool, subtle, more of a subtle mist, I'd say. And guys, the first of 2 elite grade cosmetics we're going to be looking at, this is the Texas Toast. which is a really cool hat. Obviously the engineer, he's good with machines and stuff, and he's made a toaster hat. So he can make some toast wherever he is, whenever he's on the go. It's just a toaster with like a charger cable or like a plug-in cable wrapped around it in the form of a top hat. And there is 2 well-cooked slices of bread coming out the top. This is a really cool basic hat. I'm not too sure how this is elite grade. I wouldn't have expected this to be elite grade, but you know, it is what it is. This is a really cool design. I love the creativity behind this thing. And guys, the final cosmetic for the soldier, the other elite grade, is the Peacebreaker. And it's just kind of like air pilot helmet with 2 missiles on top, which is perfect for the soldier. I'd say this suits the soldier more than any cosmetic in the game, man. This is amazing. I love how this thing looks, and I'd say this is like a very flashy hat. You've got 2 missiles striking out the top. Imagine with burning flames, it looked like the missiles are about to set off and be launched. But guys, that is just about it for this video. If you did enjoy, then please do remember to leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. And if you'd like to see more videos like this and general gaming content, then do be sure to subscribe. And I will be making an unboxing video in the very near future, so do stay tuned for that. Peace.